Welcome mates, I'm BloodThirstyLord by Incoming Lordy, and today's video is based on Batman Gotham Knights as we highlight all the characters that are playable and also their kits and their abilities and their gameplay mechanics alongside some of their combat as well from the most recent trailers as we talk about that within this video. But before we do get into this video, make sure to hit that like button to show support towards the channel, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with us, and also click on that join button too to become a member of the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So there are 4 playable characters at this very moment, being Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood. And the idea of this game is based on Batman's death. Bruce Wayne, he dies, and these vigilantes rise up to take care of Gotham in his place. So that's the idea. That's why there's 4 playable characters. There will be more maybe in the future, but in the gameplay style, what ends up happening that you can play as a single player and choose whatever character you want from that roster of 4 characters, or you can join someone else and play up to 2 players, where you can play 2 of those playable characters out of the 4 and use that as your dynamic duo within the game. And then there's obviously benefits if you use certain characters and tag team effects that occur while using those characters in action and synergy. So it's very interesting indeed. Also, majority of the combat styles within these characters are based on the Arkham series of games, so they have the same combat style just being implemented into this new game with new additions to their kits and weapons. So that's something to keep in mind as well as the base combat gameplay. Robin, as a playable character, uses his iconic staff as his main damage output. He does have some range attacks which lead to some teleports or short distance leaps that occur. And then he also has a stealth or invisibility ability. There's also a special meter bar underneath his health bar, and they will take a duration of that 1/4 of his bar to use that ability in action. Robin is also able to teleport around the map as a way to pretty much maneuver around the map as well, with Justice League satellites that appear on the top of the towers, and he's able to jump from one tower to another and reposition himself between those satellites to get those easy teleports into action or try and get into a different engagement from a different view. So it's kind of interesting to see that. And he also has the ability to rain down damage from above with an area effect circle that does damage to any enemies that are in that zone over a set duration. And now let's move on to the next character, Batgirl, and she seems to highlight more of a Batman style gameplay with her cape, her maneuvers, and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that as we go. She's able to grapple around the map to get to unique positions, then also attack from above while being in that grapple as well, which leads to certain combo engagements, and then also moves on to a melee weapon in action as she goes and changes those combos when she's on the floor in the grounded state. But she also does wall combos too, so if there's an enemy close enough to the wall, you get a combo ender when that happens, and also you're able to glide around the map with your cape. She has an area effect of purple orbs or damage and does a knockback as well. So that's one of her special abilities. She's able to activate it, knock back everyone that's around her. She gets some breathing space and does some damage with her purple orbs at the same time. The next special ability that Batgirl has is able to flash enemies around her, which disorientates them and also leads to a spawn of bats occurring to do area effect damage in a circle as well for said duration. So it's kind of interesting to see that dynamic put together. And the last special ability that we get to see from Batgirl is highlighting a single target form of the purple orbs that does continuous damage towards that one target and continuously stuns that one target as well with every hit or every tick of damage. So it's kind of interesting to see that you have special abilities that seem similar in certain aspects but perform different things for different tasks, which may be more useful to imply elemental damage, because I feel like this implies elemental damage of electricity towards your target compared to other items in the game that may not apply anything, just raw physical damage. Those are the 2 characters that we gain enough information about through the demo. We still have another 2 characters being Nightwing and Red Hood, so let's go through them, but we're very limited on the content that we know about them, so let's get into it. So Nightwing does have some cyclone attacks with his actual melee weapon and seems to perform more of an advanced rolls and dodges towards his targets as he's in that combo or fighting in that combat state. The next character being Red Hood does use his twin pistols, and that leads to combos with that as well. So he's got range combos, not just up close personal combos, but range combos with his twin pistols, and also the possible element of juggling his opponents with combos or hits or doing a knock-up attack as well. So he's able to knock someone into the air and do some damaging combos. And then the last part being able to leap towards an enemy and do an attack at the same time as well. So that is all the information that we do know about the individual characters, but there's also a special dynamic that does occur when you do have 2 of any character. There's like a tag team effect that occurs, or tag team combo or ender that happens. Essentially what ends up happening is by grabbing one opponent or AI unit and then the other team player comes close by, it leads to a tag team effect or combo ender, which means you can pretty much one-shot majority of AI units, I think, by the way it looks, or ends up doing a large amount of damage towards that target. And mates, if we do gain any more information based on Gotham Knights, Batman Gotham Knights, we'll go into it in more detail on the channel without a doubt. But mates, tell me your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. As always mates, it is a pleasure to have you guys on the channel as we go through this, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye.